What's up? What's up? And yo, what's up? This is your boy, Deacon Django. And we, folks, are here again with another episode of The Devil's Advocate. And I want to wish everybody a good morning on this brisk fall Friday morning. I want to thank everybody for joining us today. And, of course, we are having a great show today, part 18 of the series. For ladies and gentlemen that don't know, we call that rules in your season of singleness. And rules in your singleness season. Did I drink too much coffee this morning?
Sound like it.
Yeah, it sounded like I did. So today, I got my main man over here, my man, Mr. Head Sanford. What's up, my man? What you going?
What's up? What's up?
And, of course, this little problem child over here sitting on the other side, chiming in for the ladies.
Whatever,
Miss
good morning.
Subversive.
Good morning.
You good morning.
It's too early.
It's too early?
It's too early.
Okay. Well, anyway. So, we are getting ready to begin again. For all those single folks and those people who haven't got quite cuffed up. Now, look, let me explain something to you, ladies and gentlemen. We getting close to Christmas. So, let me just give you a little rule of wisdom. If you ain't found somebody that you're talking to right now, I would suggest you wait till February 15th.
Why is that?
What? You don't know why? Look, because a lot of people get ready to get booed up because Christmas coming. They want cold weather. They want some Christmas gifts, too. They want little fish sandwiches and, you know.
Oh, okay.
I got a little rule. If I'm not talking to you by October the 1st, you ain't getting nothing. Better luck next year. You might get lucky and get in right for Valentine's Day, but Christmas, you just don't try to get interested in me right on November the 1st because it's probably not gonna work for you. Why's that funny?
See, I don't accept strays.
You don't accept strays?
I don't accept strays in the month of November. Because I can cook. And I know these little lonely, people might be looking for someone who can put it down in the kitchen and do it for scratch and do it homemade. They just look for they need a feeding boo, someone to feed them.
So can I get like a ham sandwich?
No, I don't know you like that, dude. Go to the goat farm.
Okay. And of course, on the wheels of steel, my man over here, our elder statesman, Mr. Super Dave.
Good morning. You know now the GOP stands for the gross old pedophiles.
Whoa.
Well, I tell you, it's always something with him. So, we are going in today, and I want to thank you guys for joining us in. You always got to start, Dave. See what I'm saying?
I'm sorry. I just, this thing will roar more. I just...
Okay, can we get to trending before we go talk about bad about the GOP?
I'm sorry.
Okay, we're going to go trend. We're going to do trending.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so we're here today. We are talking about, of course, rules to single seasons. And I want to attribute this post to my homegirl, Nikki Green. She's a hot mess. Then she put a post out this week about rules in your single season. And I see my man Gerald Williams watching, so he they buddies, so he had to be a hot mess with her. So we were talking about that. So let me ask you a question, because we have some people that have different takes on this. Some people say when you're single, ain't no rules. Some people say that when you are single, there are rules.
Yeah, there's rules for yourself, but...
Rules for yourself?
Yeah, I mean, you got certain rules, things that you're not going to do and don't.
But you're a little calm today. Are you all right there with it?
Yeah.
A little rule for yourself.
Yeah.
So, hold on. Let me go over here to some person, because, I always tell Head Sanford he talks too much, and he don't say enough.
Okay.
Go ahead, Subversive. You got some rules.
I don't have...
Are there rules? Let's go there. Are there rules?
I would say no.
They're not rules?
There are no rules. I wouldn't call them rules because rules are hard and fast. Rules are black and white.
Are they?
I wouldn't say that there are rules because we're speaking of individuals, and you can't lend a voluntary set of rules. You can't be judgmental because someone does not have rules. This is an individual basis. This is something that's on an individual basis. So instead of having rules in singleness, I just simply had some do's and don'ts. I won't say that they're rules. Rules.
Well, that's the problem. People say rules. They take it as when people say rules, it's kind of like red flag because there's certain things that they make feel that restricts their
freedom. And when
freedom.
you hear the word rule, you don't even have to know what the rule is. You just automatically want to rebel, not follow.
Yeah, just people just hard headed.
That's a challenge. A rule is a challenge. So and I think that goes for all of us, even little kids in school. You hear a rule, okay, rule. Let me know what it is so I can break it. So, to say the word rules, it's like you're saying this is what it should be, this is what it should not be. People don't like to hear that. So instead of saying rules, I would definitely say a list of do's and don'ts, but I can only say that is my personal list. Not, I couldn't apply that to all people because everything doesn't apply to every situation.
Okay, well, hold on. Super Dave, are there rules, do you think? Or rules or expectations or regulations?
For what?
When you're in your season of singleness.
In your singleness? No, you can do what the hell you want.
Oh, well, excuse me then.
Excuse my friend.
Snap. Do we have a snap sound? I can't.
I mean, that's the whole
You
point
can
of being
hit the bell
single.
right there, Subversive, since you want it.
Okay.
There you go.
I tried to snap.
Okay,
I'm
so I'm about to deal with you two right now.
Okay.
I mean, it's your world. They're just passing through.
Oh,
Right.
well,
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I like
Whoa,
that.
did you
That's
hear
what I'm
that?
saying.
You just passing through?
That.
Okay, well, let's just go here. How you doing, Subversive?
I'm doing good.
You single. You always said you single till you get married, right? Isn't that what you
Yes.
said?
That ring finger is just so unadorned right now. It's
Okay,
just-
well, hold on. So you single till you get
I'm
married.
single till I get married.
So let's just say you're single and you're involved.
Okay.
That does happen, yes?
Yes, it does.
So the first thing I had to get clear with somebody in our room is that you know that if you're involved and you're still single, you know that if you're involved, you're technically in a relationship, right?
It is a form of relationship.
Yes,
Yes,
it is a form.
Yes,
Yes, let's
I have a
just-
relationship with my mailman. He brings the mail. I say hello. That's a
Right.
relationship.
Right. Right. I'm in a relationship with my goats. I mean,
I'm glad you cleared that up.
Yeah, but no, because see, that's what I'm saying.
just
'Cause
saying.
my man might need to know if the mailman's calling twice, don't you think?
Because
Yeah.
there was a story out where this mailman had
So I'm gonna
like
tell your
100
boyfriend
kids.
he need to be watching the house between 10 a.m. and about 2 p.m. See if that mailman go in there to deliver a personal package and don't come out for about an hour.
I'm just saying. I'm serious. There's a story where this mailman had like 100 kids.
I saw that.
I'm serious.
I saw that.
And
I saw that.
I thought it was a hoax. Apparently, it's a true story.
No, he lived in Tennessee, and he had delivered mail, and in different areas. And
we go.
you are correct. He had over 100 children.
100 children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he was calling twice.
2 or 3 times. apparently.
Well,
as
as someone who used to be a mail carrier,
Now you know why your mail was late.
he had.
Yeah,
I'm
thank
pretty sure he had an. I don't think it was late. I think it was quick. He was the quick mailman.
Yeah. You know, the post has to be
Because
up
you
there watching. Why
exactly you have to adhere to those
8-hour
routes.
day and you come back after 13 hours? What's going on with that?
No, he was
So,
okay.
so hold on. So you said there are no rules. Let me read here. What's this here? Okay. So let's just say this. So you involved with somebody, and then you have a certain group of guidelines that you feel that they should follow if you want to continue to involve yourself with them, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what are some do's that they can do, and what are some don'ts that they should do?
Okay, on my little list of do's and
You
don'ts.
put a list?
Oh, I have a list.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, with bullet points.
Oh.
Okay, the number one thing on my list,
The number one
and
thing.
I do feel like this should be on everyone's list. I can't say that you have to put it on your list, but if it's don't, consider it. Okay, if it's not there, consider it. Number one is respect.
Respect.
When you're out there in the single world, have respect.
Respect.
For everyone involved. First of all, have respect for yourself. Respect yourself. Carry yourself in a respectable manner. That's not just for women, that's for men also.
Okay.
No one likes the neighborhood doorknob. That goes for men and women.
The neighborhood-
There are men who are jokes, just like there are women who are jokes. Respect yourself.
Respect.
Respect yourself. Yes.
RESPECT.
Hold yourself to some sort of standard. Lord have mercy. Just something. Now, respect the other parties involved. Have respect for the people that you choose to deal with.
Let me give her a little ding for that. I give you.
Yes.
Take that. I'm gonna ding you.
Treat them with respect. Now, I know that unfortunately in the world we live in, everyone doesn't demand a certain amount of respect, but sometimes people don't have enough sense to demand respect for themselves, so
That's
you
correct.
simply have to give it to them because you deal with them. Sometimes you have to hold yourself a little bit higher than other people.
Yeah, in Rome, do what the Romans do, but when you're in Pine Bluff, kind of set a little higher standard.
Yes,
Okay, got
yes. And along with respect, I believe in respecting anyone affected by the choice choices that you make.
Wow.
That might not be yourself direct, it might not be you, it might not be the person that you're dealing with, but if you're dealing with someone who has children,
Right.
respect everyone involved. Respect can be a simple thing. Just do it. It's like Nike.
You hear Dave jamming this morning. You ain't want to put your earphones
My
on.
earphones are broken. So.
They're broken?
Yeah, they're sad. They're
Dave,
broken.
we got equipment bad today.
Yeah, they're bad.
He playing that respect
Okay.
yourself.
So respect was the first thing on my little list.
Respect, okay.
My second item is disclosure.
Oh, that's a big one. Let me ding that one. Disclosure.
Disclosure.
Uh-huh.
In my dating season, I did not have a problem with disclosure. Be
Disclosure.
open.
The transparency.
Be transparent. Like I said, you can be just as honest as you want to be. You can be just as stiff as you want to be, or you can be just as loosey goosey as you want to be. On a previous show, we discussed the fact that trust and believe. If you want to be foolish, it's someone out there who will accept it.
Right, there's somebody gonna be.
You would be surprised.
Right.
So
yes,
I feel
yes.
like disclosure is very important. Number 3, and my last little dating don't whatever is safety.
Safety.
Safety. Wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up. Fellas, if you got it, wrap it. Ladies, if you using it, wrap it.
Right. You may you find you in the polar bear cage next week and you get something you don't.
I'm just saying, if you know that you are being free with your favors,
with your yeah.
exercise safety. Have consideration for yourself. If you don't have any consideration for your own health, have consideration for the health of others that you are involved with. Something that might start out as trivial can change someone else's life.
Yeah.
And we all need to be mindful of that.
Yes.
Not to get really heavy on it, but safety. We are adults. We all know what that means.
Right.
There are other byproducts to being single other than unwanted pregnancy.
Yeah, that's right. Why you
so we are talking about things that affect people's lives here.
Yeah.
So safety. We're adults. We all know what that means.
Right. So because I don't want nobody having to go to the hospital saying, your nurse's aide will be with you shortly. So
Right.
So let's just talk about. Let me address some of your bullet points here. When we talk about respect, R-E-S-P-T. Okay, you know how to spell it. Yeah, you know how to spell it. If somebody not being respectful, so let's just say, okay, you single, I'm single, and we start hooking up or whatever. We involve dating, going out, blah 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 blah, blase. So I mean, if we're single, let me ask you a question. Let's just say we've been going out for about a year, 6 months, a year. You're single. You tell me, hey, Django, I don't know if I'm ready for no relationship, but I like kicking it with you, whatever. What happens in your season of singleness? See, I can ding myself on that one. I think I had too much coffee this morning. If I decide after the amount of time has passed that I want to decide that we want to go further, and your season of singleness doesn't allow for that. So where does the respect issue come in? Should I allow myself to keep dating you or seeing you if you want to be single?
That's a personal question. You have to ask yourself.
Hypothetically.
Okay, hypothetically, you would have to figure out what do you want to deal with and what you don't want to deal with. If you're dating someone and it sounds like you're saying that you would like to be exclusive with them, but that person is not sure if they're ready to give up their freedom and be exclusive, then you need to ask yourself, do you want to be an accessory?
Oh, you mean like a pair of earrings or a bracelet or something like that? Oh.
Are you content to not be the main event? Do you want to be an accessory? Because this person has told you, look, you're saying that you want to go forward and be exclusive. I'm telling you that I'm enjoying playing around. So if you stay in that situation, then you are accepting the conditions that this person is laying out for you. Therefore, you can't complain.
Okay. Right.
You can't hold up. You can't
you're
whine.
gonna stop me,
And you need to let this person be great in peace. You can't. You have lost your complete right to say anything. You are merely a participant. You are merely a participant.
A participant.
Because they
So
have
that's
fully,
called basically what we call a seat filler.
They have given you full disclosure of what's going on.
Okay, so
I'm gonna tell you how this ride gonna go. And if you want to stay on,
because I got some lists. Wait a minute, this is the second list here.
no, Lord, he dropping paper all over.
Yeah,
the floor.
dropping paper all over. That's an earring.
Oh, okay.
I think that came out of my pocket. So anyway, so let's just talk about, when you say respect the other party involved.
Yes.
Okay. Now, the biggest issue I have when we talk about respect is so often what you hear from men and from women is that if I was your girlfriend, remember that song by Prince? If I was your girlfriend?
Yes.
Now, I don't know why he said girlfriend instead of boyfriend, but okay. If I was your girlfriend or if I was your boyfriend.
I know why he said if I was your girlfriend, but I'll explain it to you later.
No, that's okay. You just hold that one for just a second.
Okay.
If that's what it is, then I would sit around here and say that that's where the issue of respect gets muddled. Because people should not only be willing to give you respect if you have a title. Is that not correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Now, understand this. If me and you are dating, because we're going to put it out here. If me and you are dating or seeing each other, whatever, and I decide to go out, do you think it's right for me if I'm out at the restaurant with you to sit around here and be on my phone talking to another woman? What you mean? What you mean?
Ooh, you trying to cut short dinner life and everything?
Okay, hold on. Wait a minute. No. Let's go further because I'm free to do what I want to. Remember, this is. I'm free. If you're kicking it with me in my bedroom, do I have a right to sit around here and get on the phone at 2 a.m. because the lady's talking to me and talk to them on the phone?
Not with me personally.
Okay.
Some women might accept that, but I don't.
Yeah, prostitute.
Because
you just paying
really,
for it.
yeah, I don't agree with the whole. If the attention is mine, you shouldn't be on. The
Hold on,
phone.
wait a minute. No, I'm going here. If you want to see me on X night, do I have the right to go up and tell you that I want to see you tonight? I want to see somebody else.
If those are the terms under which the relationship operates.
No, then that means we're not exclusive. That means you're just
Right.
We're not, and technically we're not even really involved. You're involved with anybody you want to be involved. That's called an open relationship.
Right.
Okay, so let's go here, and that's why I said people need to stop that. Well, I'll give you that respect if I decide to be your woman or if I decide to be your man, because respect is not the beginning of being transparent. You talked about that. Issue number 2, right? That is not the end all and be all. Is being transparent. The end all and be all of being with me is being transparent from the get go. In other words, why would I even consider you my girlfriend if I'm realizing when we're single and we're meeting each other and we're simply messing around that you feel that you can do whatever you want to in my face?
Well, if a lady feels like she can do whatever she wants to in your face, sweetie, she's not your girlfriend. You have given her a title that she hasn't accepted.
No. You're not listening to what I'm saying.
It sounds like you're crowning. It sounds like
you're
you're crowning someone who's not accepting. No.
You don't crown. No. They don't get that crown. What I'm saying is, if I feel I can do whatever I want to do while we're just seeing each other, why would I even consider you a viable mate? Because you got to understand. Listen, let's just be real here. Listen up, people. Dating in a person's season of singleness is really an interview. Okay, it's an interview. Now, we talked about multiple dating partners, right? People go out and see multiple people. Now, of course, most people don't be honest about that. Because if I'm interviewing for a job, I'm trying to beat out everybody else that may be getting your attention. That's how you get a job. How do you get a job? Well, we have a list of 10 applicants, and if you feel that you have the best qualifications, we'll call you back. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to make my resume look as good and the best and the most stunning to get the job. Okay, now, you can go and see other people, but I would prefer that you tell me, hey, I got 10 other applicants for this job. However, if you're telling me that there ain't no other applicants and I'm the only person seeing you and you're not being transparent, I'm going to be real with you. I don't want the job. And a hush fell over Jerusalem. You're chewing? Okay, well, keep on chewing because I got some more for you. So, at the end of the day, when we talk about that, I believe that in transparency is the key that gives a person their worth. Honesty, transparency, that's stuff you're looking for in your mate. Okay? Now, what is one of my rules? And we're going to put this out here because this goes to your be respectful to all parties involved. If you decide that you're single and you're involved with me or involved with anybody, if you decide you want to start prospecting, I need to know. Okay, let me repeat that again for the people in the back.
That's some dreamland.
If you decide you want to start prospecting, you need to let me know. Because, again, that goes to the job application. Okay. I'm not going to be sitting around here filling for the job application if I'm letting you know. And I made this rule, and I told somebody this morning. Typically, in a person's singleness, if you get out of a breakup with somebody you've been with for a couple of years, if you tend to be the person that's the first person they lay eyes on after that breakup, you're going to probably 9 times out of 10 be the first person that gets curved. And why would I say that? Let me ask you a question. So first, you finished chewing. Mm-hmm. Was it good? Mm-hmm. You didn't bring enough for everybody? See? Okay, that's a $5 fine. You bring food for everybody next time. Okay. If I'm with you and we're kicking it, and I've been with you, let's say 6 months, a year, before I start prospecting on anybody else, we're involved. Typically, if I get out of my season of singleness and I decide I want to be in a relationship, who's typically the first person should be the first person calling at the door?
Okay.
Oh, you got a caveat for that. Okay. That's not what you told me last week, but go ahead.
First of all, okay, because you introduced new terminology.
Oh, terminology.
Prospecting.
Is that a big word?
Prospecting. Okay.
Okay.
Just say you are dating someone. Mm-hmm. You're in the early stages of dating them. You know, you're at 0 to 6 months, maybe 6+ months, but you haven't made a year. Mm-hmm. You can quickly cut off your goods that you might be enjoying by telling someone, you're a man, so I'll say telling a lady, oh, well, I'm prospecting. Okay. Well, if you prospecting, my brother.
Prospecting.
Then you get your prospects to rub your goat fur in the opposite direction and make the little goat legs shake in the middle of the night. So prospecting, that's not a good thing.
No, it's not.
To advise of a person you are dating, even casually, that you are still prospecting.
Correct.
Or no. I'm not going to say still prospecting. That you have started prospecting after you started dating them. I didn't say dating exclusively, but you're casually dating someone, but either this goes back to disclosure on the front end.
On the front end, right.
Now, what you said was after you start dating them. Back up.
Back up.
Disclosure on the front end.
Right.
You meet this person, you all vibe, you get along pretty good. You need to let them know, okay, I'm just dating.
Right.
That means that you and I, we can hang out, we can have fun, we can have good conversation, but we're just casually dating.
Casually dating.
That's it. That means I'm dating you just as well as I'm dating.
So that
the
means
next
no
person.
goodies?
No goodies.
Okay, cool.
Now, don't get me wrong. Of course, there are those who are casually dating and they get the goodies to everybody.
That's just.
But just, me personally, if I'm prospecting, then I'm evaluating.
Right.
So I'm not exactly giving out goods to every single person. That I don't see.
Well, let's just put it here, and that's why I have an issue when we talk about prospecting, because typically when people prospect, they're in a relationship or some form of a relationship, and this is where honesty come in. This is where they tie in together. You can't be the problem I have with prospecting is typically people that prospect. And there are two types of prospecting. We're going to get into that in a second. There are two types of prospecting. You have active prospecting and passive prospecting. Okay? So what happens is that typically if you're in a relationship or dating somebody or being exclusive with somebody or involved with somebody, now all of a sudden, a couple of months in it, you're realizing that person is prospecting other people. Now, two types of prospecting, ladies and gentlemen. Prospecting, you have active prospecting. The active prospecting is really quite obvious, especially if you're on social media. Right. Active prospecting is someone who's going to be out there informing people that they're single. They're going to be giving every inference that they're single. They're going to be letting it be known that they're single. They're not going to do anything to give anybody any idea that they are involved with somebody. Now, we always talk about being involved with the person that you're with on, whether or not you put your relationship on Facebook. Okay? Now, understand this. You don't have to put your boo or your man on Facebook if your close circle of friends know that you're involved with them. You understand what I'm saying? That is the one cat. No, you just stop when you wait. No, because you chewing. No, you chewing. You just wait till I finish because you chewing. So I don't want you with a mouthful of potato chips in the mic. So there's a caveat to people that say, well, my business is private and I don't put it on Facebook. First of all, your business is not private. Okay? If I sit up on Facebook and I see you posting pictures of 50,000 selfies. If I see you on Facebook posting pictures of you hanging out every other weekend, if I sit around here and see you on Facebook posting every graduation, every football game, every what's the name that you go into, you are not private. So let's just dispense with that. I have some friends on Facebook that are so private you wouldn't even know they're involved with anybody, much less they have a husband, because the only thing they put on Facebook is either inspirational quotes or biblical quotes. They say absolutely nothing about their private life. Those are people that are private. Okay. Now, if you're prospecting actively, that's what it is. Now, let's go to the passive prospecting. Oh, and these are the slick ones. You got to love these people. Because I talked to a lady friend of mine, and she said, women know, and this is from a female's perspective, and you can say subversive, you agree, or you can say you don't. Women know what men are looking at them. Just like we know it on social media. There's certain things that people can post on social media and you know. And she told me, she said, anytime I post, she's a fairly well-looking young lady. And she said this. She said, every time I post something, that dude is right there. She said one guy she had to block because he got creepy because she used to be involved with him. And she had to block him on Facebook because it was like every time she was posting stuff. And then he would end up in her inbox. So here's where it gets the creepy part. Here comes the creepy part. The people who are passively prospecting are the ones you have to watch, especially if you're involved with them. Because what they're going to do is they're going to do pretty much the same thing that everybody does is actively prospecting. But they're not going to do it very obviously. So the way I see it is if you want to know, just follow the trail. Follow the trail of what they're doing. And when you know they're prospecting, you'll see certain guys say little certain things on their post. And she told me, she said, well, Django, she said, you can't always, because guys are bold. I'm going to tell you as a man, men are bold. Men will say all sorts of stuff on a woman's picture.
You think?
Yeah, they will. So she said, you can't control what a man will say, but she said you can control how you respond to it. Now, if a man is coming on a woman's post and saying some stuff that can be, how can we say it? Subjectively interpreted by people that are on the post as a little bit crossing the line and she doesn't shut it down, there's 9 times out of 10 there has been something said past Facebook. Either in the DM or a telephone call or something like that. So men know how far they can go. Everybody quiet. I'm trying to give y'all some knowledge from an old player standpoint here.
Let me jump in.
You want to jump in? Jump right on in the water.
Okay, first of all, those people that, we're not talking about married people. We're talking about single people. That may or may not be involved with someone.
Right.
Okay? If you are single, meaning you are married. I mean, I'm sorry. If you are single, that means you're not.
You had too much coffee? That's a thing for you.
I know, and this is not coffee. Okay, so.
Yeah, somebody told me it's yak.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, we know it's not coffee.
I decided to go on and drink it while
she's an alcoholic in the studio today.
But anyway, so if someone is single, okay, if someone is single, and that means they are not married. However, they keep if they are involved in a relationship, they keep their relationship off of social media, correct? No one on social media knows that they're in a relationship, okay?
Okay.
They don't put it on social media. So can you blame others for approaching this seemingly single person? Now, of course, I do agree with what you said. Their reaction to being approached, they have full control of that. I do agree with you on that point. But you also said men are bold. Let me tell you something about men on social media.
Oh, tell me. Please.
That little feature on Facebook that allows you to call people. I'm a woman, so I can only speak for men. I have not been approached by any women, so I'll just say men.
Well, thank God for that.
They will pick up Facebook, call you in a New York second. Don't know you, call you repeatedly. It's not just the inbox. They will see you on Facebook. Is a small universe when you start making lots of friends. When you get to our limit, if you have 5,000 friends, okay, you have 5,000 friends, and all of us are set up with friends of friends. So you're on post. You can run across people that you don't know on Facebook with 1 million different people.
Right.
And these people can interact with you. And yes, they are very bold in their approach.
Right.
So my whole thing is, don't get mad if you're keeping your man or woman's relationship status off of social media. Don't get mad when other people try to inject themselves into what they see as an opportunity.
Hold on. But that's my whole point. Look, when we talk about the active and the passive prospecting, let me tell you what happens. Typically when people are, and again, that's why I said, you can't control what a person says. Trust me, I had a crazy come on my page, and I knew she was interested. I had to go ahead and shut her down real quick. I'm like, And this is the deal when we talk about passive prospecting. Passive prospecting, people are going to start doing a little more. They're going to start showing up where people go in social events. They're going to, because what they do is once it gets past the Facebook stage, then it's going to have to go to I got to lay my eyes on you stage. So what they're going to do is they're going to start making themselves available at social events that they see the person at, because they want that person that they're talking to now to start laying eyes on them. Yeah. And then what's going to happen is it's like every time something goes down, that person's going to pop up. Okay, whenever something gets said, that person's going to pop up. But the point is that people that passively prospect always want to keep that person's attention focused to them. That's why they always are up on their page on social media. You see what I'm saying?
Thirsty.
Yeah, it sounds very thirsty.
They sound thirsty.
Yeah, it's very thirsty. But that's what they do. They want to keep your attention focused on them because they like, hey, you know. And here's the point. I've seen guys sit around here and talk about, I'm single.
Yeah.
And here's another thing, passive prospectors. Passive prospectors, they look for the men that either come out of relationships or they looking for the men that are recently divorced because that's their prospects. That's their prospect. That's what they're looking for. They're looking for the guy that they may have liked at one time, and now they say, oh, he's single. Now I need to start inhabiting the page.
Opportunity.
Yeah, it's an opportunist.
It's an opportunity.
It's an opportunist. So my thing about it is, if you're involved with somebody and you want to start prospecting, okay, and you want to start prospecting, you need to let that person know up front, look, this is what it is. I'm going to be prospecting.
Not going to happen too often.
Wait a minute, but I thought you said people that date.
Hold on.
I'm
not saying that it won't happen in some cases, but more often than not, people are more interested in letting go of the old branch once they secure the new. Yeah,
that's an old term. What we call women. It was addressed to women from Mission Impossible 2. He said women are like monkeys. He said they never let go of one branch unless they got a firm grip on another.
You know, and like you said, you're kind of circling around to what I said earlier about disclosure. There are people who give full disclosure, and it's acceptable.
Well, but
there are those 9 times out of 10 they don't disclose.
But that's the whole point. When we talk about respect, that's where the respect issue comes in. Because here's the thing. If a person thinks that they can disclose anything to you, let me just say this. Everybody come closer. I want y'all to hear this. If somebody sits around and discloses to you that you're a number on the list, guarantee yourself, and must be study yourself approved, that they got somebody too. That's a little bit of the game. If anybody is comfortable with being a mattress back and letting you pick a number with them, they 9 times out of 10 have someone else. That's why they're willing to get the term. Listen, in any relationship, friends with benefits ship, anything else when you're single, a relationship, and this is why I say we talk about there need to be rules, because 9 times out of 10 with stuff, it's like a business arrangement. Okay, when you go into a business arrangement and it's like, okay, we learn study contracts law in law school, a bilateral contract. I'm going to give you this, you give me this. The person that's sitting across from you, and unfortunately this applies in real life situations. That's why it was so funny about how I felt that contract law used to apply so much to real life scenarios. The person sitting across the side of you that's trying to make the contract is going to make the contract in the most possible terms that benefits them. Okay? They're not going to do the contract that benefits you guys together. They're going to do the contract that benefits them. So you have to set certain respect levels and guidelines to say, hey, okay, you're going to give me this, I'm going to give you this. But don't make this a one-sided unilateral contract that I'm just going to give you something and you're just going to take it. And you think that you don't owe me something in return.
Right.
Okay? And that's what happens when people say, oh, well, I'm willing to take this and this is that. If people realize you don't respect yourself, even in a business agreement, the business person is going to take advantage of you because they realize you have not set down certain rules and laws that you're not going to tolerate. And here's one of my laws when we're single. Do not pop up at my house unexpectedly without calling. Okay, and the reason why I say that, and look, I'm gonna tell you, you could be my girlfriend and do that, and that will piss me off, like with the quickness. That will be, because here's my point. if we're not totally together at that point, even if we are, there's a level of respect and trust that should be involved. So don't just come. Now, if you dead somewhere and laying in the kitchen in the water, I might have to go over there so I can get the body out. But I'm just saying, don't be popping up. I had an ex-girlfriend that did that to me crazy, and it used to drive me crazy. I'd be out in the yard, cutting the yard. I'm looking at this car. I'm like, what the is that? So don't do that. Don't do that. Second rule. My time is my time. Period. Now, whatever you want to do with your boo when you get out of there, you need to turn that phone off. And don't let me see your phone going off until you get out of my door. Once you get out of my door, you can call boo-boo and tell him, hey, boo. What you mean? What are you looking at me like that for?
Hold on.
Did that make you turn around in the seat? What
Hold on. Wait. I'm recapping.
What?
Did you just say that when your woman is with you, she should not be on her phone? Is that what you just said?
No, I didn't say that.
What is
Don't talk to your boo
Oh,
that you're
okay.
prospecting for when you're with me.
Gotcha.
There's an old saying,
Clarification,
what
I
I don't
appreciate
know
it.
can hurt me, but what you don't know can hurt you.